OC. Viewer discretion is advised. Incoming transmission in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Outcasted OC, here again with the NXT review for you guys. I wasn't here last week for obvious reasons. Yeah, I've got a bit of a shiner, a bit of a black eye. I was on holiday. Something happened. I had a seizure and I hit my head, and I didn't really feel like coming on camera because it looked quite bad, and I feel like it would have taken away from the video. So I'm back this week. Thanks for Ross for covering me last week. You might have seen it if you watched the podcast last week, where we kind of covered, like live reacted to the whole Uncle Howdy thing that was going on at the time. It was really cool to be on live while that was going on. So yeah, you might have seen it then, but if you haven't, might be a little bit of a shock to you, like what the hell is going on with your face, Reese. But anyway, let's go on to NXT. If you like the video, by the way, make sure you hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. If you liked NXT this week, make sure you let me know by liking the video. I'll take credit for it. It was my idea. Everything that happened on NXT was my idea. We start the show by looking back last week's at who attacked Noam Dar. We still don't know. It is still a mystery. Maybe we'll find out tonight. Maybe we won't. Maybe it'll get more complicated and more people will get involved. That's more likely, seeing as though it's NXT, and that's what we're talking about. We go into our first match, where it is Thea Hale versus Fallon Henley. The winner advances onto that ladder match for the Women's North American Championship at NXT Battleground in Las Vegas. It's interesting to see the dynamic between these two people, because obviously Fallon Henley and Thea Hale used to be friends, and then Fallon Henley turned heel. Fallon Henley is like using her experience in this match. Thea Hale is trying to lock in that Kimura lock to try and end this match early. This match comes to a head where Thea Hale does have the Kimura lock on. Fallon Henley rolls to the outside while the Kimura is still attached. Thea Hale will not let go. She throws it into the barricade. However, before this, there's an interesting moment where Fallon Henley is about to grab a chair, but Ridge Holland grabs the chair, stops him, but obviously the referee, of course he does, turns around and only sees Ridge Holland with the chair, because Ridge Holland is the worst person alive, and, you know, everything that happens... Everything that happens, like, coincidentally makes him look like a horrible person. So he sees this and he throws the whole of Chase University out of the ringside area, which affects Fallon Henley, of course. Anyway, going back to the end of the match, Fallon Henley throws Thea Hale into the barricade to break the Kimura lock. She gets her back in the ring and hits that knee to the side of the face for the 1, 2, 3. Thea Hale is out of the tournament, and she is not going to Battleground to become the first ever North American Women's Champion. I'm quite sad about that. I would have quite liked Thea Hale to become the first champion. I think she's improved vastly in the past year. I think she's one of the most exciting people to watch in the women's division on TV, on NXT TV. So it's a bit of a shame. But Fallon Henley is a really strong hand in that mid card, so I can really see her winning the match, to be honest with you. If not her, I would go with Lash Legend, because I love Lash Legend. And we now go backstage to where Tony Stacks and Luca Cruzifino, alongside Rizzo, are talking to the NXT Tag Team Champions, and they're talking about how they are ducking the OC. And Nathan Fraser and Axiom saying, we're not ducking him, we just don't think that main roster tag team should get NXT Tag Team Championship shots. They're going on about how all these names, Nathan Fraser is on the cup. He congratulates Tony D for winning it. He asks if Axiom is on the cup, does Tony D? And they're reading out all the names, and Rizzo says, A-Kid, who's that guy? Whatever happened to him? Obviously, the joke being that Axiom is A-Kid. Ha 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 ha. Never heard that one before NXT. Anyway, Tony D and the rest of the gang say, well, you duck in, you know, the OC, and you say that it's because they're a main roster talent. Would you deny a NXT tag team championship match? And then Tony D says, would you? As in, like, you know, bit of a threatening motion. And Nathan Fraser asks him, saying, hell no, we won't do that. Luca, Stacks, you can have your NXT tag team championship match tonight. So that is going on in just a little minute. I will tell you about it. But before we get into it, we go back to last week, a little bit, another flashback from last week, where Gallus attacked everyone from that triple threat match. It looks like Ivar is out. He is injured. He is not going to be a part of that number one contenders triple threat match for the North American Championship. Joe Coffey gets put in that match. So for injuring another superstar and costing their opportunity to go after the North American Championship, he gets rewarded by being put into that match. So that's interesting. We're going to be seeing that in just a little minute. But first, let's go to what I said before, the Tag Team Championship match. Not much to say about this match, to be honest with you. The interesting part is where the end comes, where it's the NQCC basically cost the family the NXT Tag Team Championship match. It isn't the way Vic Joseph said that the Tag Team Champions would want to retain, but it does end up costing the family. The dealings that they had with Charlie Dempsey and the crew last week end up costing him a big championship opportunity tonight. The story throughout this whole match is basically the family try to slow down Nathan and Axiom, and it works to an extent. But like I said, it's a bit of a shoddy ending. I'm not gonna lie. I would have quite liked the family to win the Tag Team Championship match here. Mainly just because they're not really doing anything with the Tag Team Championships, Nathan and Axiom. And I feel like they had a good run. They beat Corbin and Braun. They did the job. They got the title off him. You know, they've gone up to the main roster now. You know, it was an excuse basically to get the Tag Team Championships off of Corbin and Braun. I don't know if we really need them anymore as the Tag Team Champions, but hey-ho, never mind. Maybe the family will get another opportunity down the line, but it looks like the rivalry between them and the NQCC are not over. After the bell, the OC jump Nathan and Axiom and hit the Magic Killer, looking like they're getting very frustrated, you know, being denied Tag Team Championship match constantly by these two small guys. Hopefully the Good Brothers will get a Tag Team Championship opportunity soon. I believe maybe, I feel like I saw a match card come up either saying next week or at NXT Battleground. So hopefully on one of those occasions, we'll see that Tag Team Championship match. What do we have next, guys? Oh yeah, Robert Stone is backstage, obviously without Von Wagner. I'm still reeling over Von Wagner. Lexis King is kind of bragging, saying how he's the best, he's number one. Robert Stone basically wants to kick his ass. Ava interrupts and says, I will find Alexis King an opponent for tonight. Stone, it's not going to be you because it didn't turn out very well last time you got in the ring. So let's see who Lexis King is able to get in the ring with tonight. It is an interesting state of affairs, what goes on with Lexis King later on. So we will return to that soon. We stay backstage, to where Riley Osborne is really laying into Ridge Holland, saying that he cost Thea Hale the match and that's why she's not going to Battleground. Ridge Holland, on the other side, is like, listen, you cost us the tag team match last week. It was actually Riley Osborne who did cost him that tag team no, it wasn't a tag team match, but it was a tag team match. And I forgave you for it. I give you the benefit of the doubt, and now you're going to just come at me? Like, for no reason? Okay, I see how it is. Andre Chase basically then tells him to settle it in the ring. So that's going to be happening next week. Riley Osborne versus Ridge Holland. We now go to the number one contenders triple threat match for the North American Championship. We are getting Josh Briggs versus Joe Coffey, the man, like I said, who got rewarded for injuring another man, versus Wes Lee. Just your standard match here. The two big men, Joe Coffey and Josh Briggs, laying into each other, try to get the advantage, while Wesley is fighting from the bottom, really hitting those high-flying moves, taking down the bigger men. Eventually, Gallus do get involved in this match and end up beating down on Josh Briggs and throwing him back in the ring for Joe Coffey. However, a situation happens here where Wesley kicks Joe Coffey. They both land on Josh Briggs and they both get the 1, 2, 3. After this match, Obafemi is a little bit confused, so he goes to Ava's office and asks, what is the situation with the North American Championship? Have you made a decision? Ava turns around and says, yes, I have made a decision. At NXT Battleground, you will be defending the North American Championship in a triple threat match. Obafemi defending against Wesley and Joe Coffey. It just goes to show you guys, if firstly you don't succeed in the NXT roster, beat down everybody, and you'll get a title opportunity. That's how it works. It's kind of like how the family works, like the Tony D family. You know, kind of extort your way to the top, implying that you've taken care of your opponents, and eventually you'll get a Heritage Cup match, an NXT title match, an NXT Tag Team Championship match. So the moral of the story is, when you're being a wrestler, just be an absolute douchebag, I suppose. And we do get a little announcement from Mick Joseph here. Sexy Red, the rapper, the one who got mentioned in the whole Drake versus Kendrick Lamar beef, is going to be on NXT next week. Why? I don't know. But it's going to be interesting to see what they do with her. I know Shawn Michaels was trying to get Drake and Kendrick Lamar on NXT a couple of weeks ago when Kendrick Lamar mentioned Sweet Chin Music in one of his diss tracks. I don't know what Sexy Red is going to be doing there. I'm fine with it, I suppose. I'm fine with it. One thing I'm not fine with is the Brinley Reese versus Jada Parker match. And I'll tell you why. It was just a little bit boring. Jada Parker, absolutely fantastic in the ring. Brinley Reese needs a little bit more work. Nothing really much else to say about this match, except for Idris and Malik come out. Obviously, Idris has got a little bit of bad luck going on at the minute with the whole mirror thing, with the whole black cat thing, with his shoes coming undone last week. It ends up, it's implied that it ends up costing Brinley Reese the match as it distracts Brinley, and Jada is able to get the win with that hip check for the 1-2-3. She is heading to Battleground to challenge for the Women's North American Championship. There's literally nothing really else to say about this match, to be honest with you. We go backstage to Ava. Is talking on the phone to Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis concerning the NXT Women's Championship. She said it's all in place and the announcement will be next week. So what is that going to be? Is there going to be a tournament? Is there going to be like a battle royal from like the main roster talents and the NXT talents combined to see who's going to face Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's Championship? That's going to be interesting to see. I'm gonna be interested to see what's gonna be happening there. Vic Joseph asks Booker T if he's got any sources. Does he have any idea what's going on? And Booker T basically completely ignores him because Lexis King is coming out to the ring. So sorry, Vic Joseph. Like Booker T sometimes is like the worst commentary partner. Like he's so bad. Lexis King is in the ring and he says he's been on a winning streak lately. He's been absolutely dominating and no matter who his opponent is, he's going to beat them tonight. Robert Stone comes out and it looks like he is introducing someone, and we are correct to assume that because it is Dante Chen from NXT Level Up. Now this is fitting because Dante Chen is the man who Lexis King beat in his very first match on NXT. So is he going to get his revenge? The answer is yes. Robert Stone gets on the apron to distract Lexis King. He goes for the coronation after a super kick misses from Dante Chen. He goes for the coronation. Dante Chen rolls him up for a 1-2-3 surprise victory for Dante Chen. Hopefully Robert Stone, gets behind him. They start pushing Dante. I think he's quite talented. Apparently he's been doing quite well on NXT Level Up, so it's going to be cool to see what they do with Dante Chen and if they team him up with Robert Stone. Next, we get the Trick Williams segment. Basically doing a shaggy and saying, it wasn't me who attacked Noam Dar last week. If it was me who attacked Noam Dar last week, you wouldn't be clutching your leg. You'd be knocked out with a size 11 Jordan logo printed on your face. Jakara Jackson and the rest of Metaphor coming out and saying, you might as well admit it. Oramenta also says, be a man, admit it. You were the one, it was either you or Javon who attacked Noam Dar last week. They are then also interrupted by Gallus. So is this implied that Gallus attacked Noam Dar? Because Joe Coffey says, you may be wondering, after I just earned myself a North American Championship match, what I'm doing out here talking to the NXT champion. Well, you're about to find out. And that's when the rest of Gallus attack Trick Williams. Javon comes down to the ring and tries to get involved to help, but the numbers is just too great. It is 3-on-2 and the Gallus end up getting control. They end up just beating down everybody. Gallus really making an impact over the past 2 weeks on NXT. It looks like they're getting pushed heavily heading into the next couple of months. So I mean I'm excited for that. I like Joe Coffey, I like Mark and Wolfgang. Them two heading for the NXT Tag Team Championships would be a nice change. It'd be really cool to see. I just want to point out in this segment as well that Lash Legend was standing up for Trick Williams here, saying, he's been in this situation before. He would never do this. He would never attack Noam Dar. It wasn't him. Obviously, the rest of Metaphor are confused. Like, you know, why are you defending him? Who was it then? Tell us who it was if you don't think it was Trick Williams or Javon. I think it's quite obvious that it was Gallus. They attacked Ivar and the rest of the guys in the North American Championship picture. They've attacked Trick Williams and Javon here. It's not far of a stretch to assume that they were the ones who attacked the Metaphor or just Noam Dar. I feel like that's quite obvious. We now go backstage to where Ava congratulates Dante Chen. Dante says, "Thank you for giving me the opportunity," and she says, "No, it was all Robert Stone's doing. You know, you've just earned an opportunity. You've done very well. Congratulations." He walks off, and Ava says, "You know, you've created a star tonight in Dante Chen. So it's going to be interesting, like I said, what they do with him for the next couple of months." We now go on to the main event. Previously in the night, Shayna Baszler is telling Lola Vice to leave the ass shaking and the dancing backstage. You know, they're both fighters and they're going to go out and take care of business tonight. Lola Vice says, you know, she is a fighter, but she's also Latina. She's got that Latino heat, so she will go out and do what needs to be done tonight. The tag team match is Shayna Baszler and Lola Vice versus Natalya and Carmen Petrovic. Really not much to say about this match. It was just kind of a solid match. It just did what it said it was going to do. Lola Vice and Shayna Baszler hitting him with, like, you know, the MMA moves, Carmen Petrovic with her karate moves, and then Natalya just, you know, being a solid wrestler, Hart Family Dungeon style wrestling. I don't really know what to say about this match, really. It was just a standard match, but not a bad one. You know, it basically delivered exactly what was going to happen. This match comes to an end here where Carmen Petrovic is able to get the upper hand on Shayna Baszler, and she leaves her laid out on the outside. She gets into the ring, shouts over Natalya, and them two hit a heart attack on to Lola Vice. Way back from the Heart Foundation days. Shout out to Jim the Anvil and Brett the Hitman. Hitting the heart attack there. Really, really cool. After the match, Lola Vice is not happy with Shayna Baszler whatsoever. Shayna ends up picking up Lola, you know, saying it's all right, but then she gets hit with a spinning back fist. Lola starts to go out the ring, ends up shaking her ass on the apron, dancing. And then Shayna Baszler gets her from behind, drags her back over the ropes in the Karafuda clutch. Referees come out to break them up, and then they start fighting up the ramp. Ava comes out and says, you know, if you want to settle this, you just want to fight, I kind of want to see it as well. So at NXT Battleground, you two are going to fight. Shayna grabs the mic off Ava and says, no, not just a fight, NXT Underground. And I'm down to see that. I mean, at the end of the day, you've got two MMA fighters there fighting in the UFC arena in Las Vegas for NXT Battleground. I am more than happy to see that. I think that's going to be a really, really cool, like kind of like a special showcase. I can't wait to see it. But let me know what you think in the comments. Did you enjoy NXT this week? Did you think it was just a bit of a standard show? And are you happy with the people that have qualified for the Women's North American Championship ladder match? What do you think of Gallus making a massive impact and a massive return to NXT? Also, let's have a conversation about that. And are you excited to see the triple threat match at Battleground between Obafemi, Wesley, and Joe Coffey? Also, it's going to be interesting to see what's going to be going on with Trick Williams over the next couple of weeks. I'm interested to see if he is going to be taking Noam Dar's challenge for the NXT Championship. But like I said, that can all be talked about in the comments. Guys, if you want to keep up to date with all of Outcast's OC videos on YouTube, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and to click the bell so you never miss one of our videos. I said never, really strange there. If you want to check out more of our content from this week, Courtney just posted a review yesterday of Monday Night Raw. Really good episode of Monday Night Raw, and she does a fantastic job of always. Tomorrow, we have got King and Queen of the Ring pay-per-view predictions with a special guest of Stu. So that's going to be really cool to see. Shout out Stu. I can't wait to have a conversation with him about that show. And then on Saturday morning, you can catch a SmackDown review from either G or Ross. Obviously, we're going to be covering Queen and King of the Ring as well, so stay tuned for that. And maybe we'll even have something to say about AEW Double or Nothing on the Sunday. You can go follow us on Instagram, on X/Twitter, and on TikTok at Outcasted OC as well for all of the shorts and the exclusive content we post there. But for now, guys, I hope you have an absolutely amazing Wednesday. I'll see you tomorrow. I nearly burped really loud on camera then. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.